January 20th, 2024 is the date. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Figure Four Podcast. My name is Doug. This episode, Donald and I are going to be talking about the Royal Rumble. We're going to give some predictions, some matches that could possibly still happen. Nothing much has changed as far as the info they're giving away since last show. We're going to be talking about Seth Rollins, what's going on with the World Heavyweight Championship. Bit of a shocker there. And could that World Heavyweight Championship go around another waist come Royal Rumble? I'm going to stop talking. Enjoy the show, folks. So we're going to start off with Seth Rollins and the World Heavyweight Championship. I haven't heard anything new, but supposedly Seth Rollins sustained a torn MCL and a partially torn meniscus, which means he could be looking at 3 to 6 months being out. So with the World Heavyweight Championship, I know it's a Raw title. So I don't know. I could see them probably having, I mean, they're not just going to strip Rollins. He'll go in, he'll forfeit it or whatever, if that's the case, if he needs surgery, which I'm sure he does. But I can see him going in, passing it over. I'm hurt. I need surgery, whatever. And then they kind of have like a little mini tournament thing on Raw, and then the finals at the Royal Rumble. That's my prediction, because I can't see them having like an in-house tournament at the Royal Rumble. That just wouldn't make sense. You want some kind of build up for the World Championship going into the Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, I've never heard of a wrestler coming down with this injury, although I'm sure it's happened. We just never were really privy to it. Modern day of the internet, you find things out. Hockey player wise, yeah, you're looking minimum. If surgery is needed, now it's going to depend on how bad the tear is. If it's a mild tear, maybe he won't need surgery. Maybe they'll just do rehab and therapy that way. If it is a fairly bad tear, he's looking minimum 6 months recovery before he can even get back into the gym.
That's what I was thinking too.
In terms of the belt itself, yeah, I mean, with the Rumble coming up next week, like they would have to do it like right on the spot, like on Monday night, if they were going to like have him come to the ring, forfeit the belt, and then like the entire show is just going to be like maybe the odd match here and there, like a jobber match, and then just have other guys on the roster. Like that's if they want to have a new champ going into the Rumble,
which I'm sure they do, because I'm sure the championship was going to be defended at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Not that anything was released. They're staying tight-lipped about everything, but I'm sure they would have announced something Monday night. Because the Rumble, like we said before we came on, the Rumble this year is going to come down. It's going to take Monday night and next Friday night to kind of like solidify the whole card. Then we'll have a final thing. This is the latest they've ever taken it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but I mean, I don't even think he didn't even have a match lined up for the Rumble, did he?
No, that's why I was saying if they were going to do it, it probably would have been this Monday.
Yeah.
Speaking of the World Championship, do you know who I forgot I missed? Was Jinder Mahal in his World Championship match with Rollins. You know what? I mean, I know he was he's been a jobber and like a mid-card guy, but I didn't mind him as WWE champion. He's a hateable heel. He's very believable to hate. He's excellent on the mic. He's not a horrible worker. He's pretty good. That match with Rollins Monday night was friggin' awesome. Don't hinder the Jinder. You know what? I'd love to see him get like a little push and get another title. That's just a little thing I wanted to throw in there.
He might. That was his first match in how many years?
Oh my God. He pulled it in a year at least.
Yeah. He pulled it off pretty good. I mean, you could tell like there was a little bit of rust, but I mean,
nowhere near as big either. He must be off the juice.
Yeah, really. But I thought it was a pretty decent match. Like I went back last night before SmackDown came on, and I just rewatched the match because when I had found out about the MCL and the meniscus, I wanted to see if you could tell like where in the match that had happened, and it was actually off the second backflip. He did one backflip on one side of the ring, and on the second one, whenever he came down, that left knee Like it looked like he missed Jinder and he landed on it weird because after that, like he was limping like pretty good after that.
Oh,
So
okay. I never noticed that.
yeah,
Um, so I want to do just because Friday night is this like last night's SmackDown kind of has a little bit to do with the Royal Rumble. So just a quick review, a couple of things I saw. One thing is please get rid of Pretty Deadly. They're a waste of goddamn TV time and ring time.
agreed.
Dig up Pee Wee Herman and put him back in the ring because it'd be more entertaining than them two. Pete Dunne. I am so glad he's back and not Butch. Pete Dunne, in my opinion, was the greatest NXT champion of. I can't remember if I'm pretty sure he was NXT champion, not just North American champion, but he had that belt like 2 years. And Pete
Yeah,
Dunne was friggin' awesome. I'm glad he's back and out of that Butch thing. Uh, One thing I noticed last night, and I think this is going to have something. This is going to impact the Royal Rumble a little bit. It's going to start planting some seeds. Last night, Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns as the tribal heir. Solo's taking responsibility. He's going to fix things. Did you see the look on Roman's face? I think Roman is starting to like. They're going to give him. They're going to make it seem as though Roman is getting a little bit worried that maybe Solo is a better tribal chief than him. That's just kind of, I don't know. I just, when they showed Reigns and Solo, I'm going to take care of this. I don't know. There was a little twitch there, but we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. The Final Testament and the Street Profits. I can see that being a match at the Royal Rumble. I can't wait to see Final Testament. I think it's kind of a corny name. I think they could have come up with something better. But I've said it before. I'll say it again. I looked at Cross last night, and there's just something different about him. And I think it has to do with being with Paul Ellering. This is going to, and I said it before, this is going to be a cool faction. But I think those, them with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, I can see that being a match at the Royal Rumble, but again, they'll announce that next week. Yeah, like I said, this Monday and Friday, it's going to be go home for the Royal Rumble for both shows. So I think that, like I said, they're going to solidify everything there, and then we'll have the final card, and everything will be all set on Friday. So do you have any? These are just notes I took from last night. Do you got anything you want to throw in there from last night's SmackDown?
not really. I mean, you kind of hit everything on the head. That the Final Testament. I mean, I've I think it'll be cool. Like bringing in Paul Ellering. I think you're right. I think that's going to make that's going to like repackage things on that side.
Don't
We
get me
haven't really
wrong.
heard.
I'm not saying that the jury's still out on this, but I
Yeah,
think, like I said, and I've said it the last few weeks, there's something different about Karrion Kross now, and he's
yeah,
got that look. He's not as hokey as he used to be, and again, he's under that Paul Ellering learning tree,
yeah,
so that's going to be huge. But like I said, jury's still out.
yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I hated the guy before. We've talked about it on many lengths. Um, it almost it kind of felt like he had something that he could offer. Like if they could
Oh
just go in
yeah,
the right direction with
he
him.
just had no, yeah, and that was the thing. He did have
Yeah,
potential, but he had no direction. He was just kind of thrown out there, like in hindsight. He basically was. He was thrown out there, and he was trying to come up with something on his own with no one to really help him or give him advice. Or if he was getting advice, it was shitty advice.
yeah,
But now with Paul Ellering, like I said, it's just he's done a 360-degree turn, and
yeah.
I think he's going down the right path. Okay. So we can go right in now. You've got a list of the not of the but you've got a list of the matches. Oh, one
Yep.
thing that I wanted to throw in there, and I can see this being a possible match for, and if it'll happen, they'll announce it next Friday, is the Women's Tag Team Championship. I can see them announce it just because of what that match last night when the Kabuki Warriors went and grabbed those championship belts and were kind of dancing around with them, and the other ones were saying anytime, anytime. I think that's a little prelude to the Royal Rumble too.
Yep.
So the matches that they have announced so far, what do you got?
So we got Logan Paul and KO. I'll be honest, I don't see KO winning this match. Paul, he hasn't had the belt for all that long. I think it would be cool to give KO another title run. Didn't really see him and Sami Zayn, sticking around too long as tags. Um, I think I think Logan's going to end up winning this. They're not ready to give up on him yet in terms of like taking a title from him. Even though he is kind of a part-time champ right now, but I don't see there being a way that Logan Paul is walking out of this match without the title.
See, and it's just because he's kind of a part-time champion. That's why I can see them taking the title off of him. Either way, however this match is going to go, it's going to be a frigate. It's going to be, I said it last show, it's going to be the sleeper match of WrestleMania. Jeez, I'm getting ahead of myself. The Royal Rumble. For a big dude, KO can fly. And we already know that Logan Paul can fly.
Oh yeah.
Now, we're not going to see any mid-air collisions because I don't think KO can jump that far. Be cool if it did. But yeah, the match is just going to be sweet. That's about all I can say about it. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. And I'll just take KO to go over and take back the US title. Yeah, that's about all I can say about it.
Okay.
What do you got next?
Next, we've got the Fatal Four Way: Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles and LA Knight.
Jesus. Okay.
I'll I'm going to kind of contradict myself on this.
Yep.
AJ Styles doesn't have any business being in this match. He just came back. Like, what? Okay, sure. The Bloodline took out him and his crew.
But at the same time, Randy Orton just came back.
That was my contradiction.
I gotcha. Okay.
I think it would be cool to see Randy and Roman in a one-on-one. LA Knight, I mean, he's getting the pop from the fans. He's getting the popularity. I don't see him sitting at the head of the table.
No.
Quotes.
And you can tell
Right.
even with the crowd, like he's still getting the pops, but it's not like it was even 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like it's slowly coming back down.
Yeah.
And I'm even
Now,
like I listened to him last night and his quick little promo. They're starting to get hokey.
yeah.
Not so much. I shouldn't say hokey. I mean the fans are still digging it and stuff, but he's trying way too hard to be The Rock. That's what I'm getting out of his promos, but I can see AJ doesn't need to be in that, but again, he's got history with the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, history with the Bloodline. We already know LA Knight has history with the Bloodline. So you can understand him being in there, but who's going to be the star of that match? Who's going to make that match good?
I think from a wrestling and a muscle perspective, I think Randy is going to take it away. AJ, he's a high flyer. I'll give him that, man. Like he can work the ropes like crazy. If you're looking as an overall star, I'm going Randy. I think Randy's coming back. He's got a lot of stuff to prove. Didn't really dig him when he was tagging with Arcade Bro.
Nah, yeah, me neither.
Randy needs to go. He needs to be on his own.
Yes.
For him to be the true Viper, Randy Orton needs to be on his own. I think it's going to be him running away with the show. But at the same time, somehow or another, Roman Reigns is still going to walk out with the belt.
Oh yeah, he's going to. It's a given. It's what we're used to, right?
Yeah.
He always finds a goddamn way. But you know what? I can't curse and swear at him too much because my favorite wrestler and my favorite faction of all time was Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. And they did the exact same thing, just not for this long.
Yeah.
Like, but I think that's why I think it's why I hated Tom Brady all those years. You've been in the spotlight enough. Go
Yeah.
away. That's almost
It's
where I'm at with Roman Reigns now.
it's time to move on from that. Here's something for you.
Okay.
Does he bring in yet another member of his family into the bloodline?
I've been hearing rumors for about 4 months that maybe 5 months that there's another family member, a cousin or something like that.
Yeah.
I've never seen pictures or matches or anything like that. If there is, it's almost like they're keeping it on the super down low and not telling or showing anybody.
Right.
So, and there's been nothing yet. So if there is another family member, I don't know. Aside from hearing rumors.
They can't keep rolling like you can't call it the bloodline when it's Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and fucking Solo. It doesn't carry the same weight as when the Usos were together and Solo and Roman.
Well, they're
It
still
just
all
it
related though.
I know, but in terms of it being an overpowering faction, it just to me it seems watered down. So it almost seems as though that he needs to bring someone else in.
How's okay? Now I'll put you on the spot. We both agree Roman is walking away with that championship.
Yep.
How is it going to happen? I was thinking of this last night. What's the finish? If you're booking this match, what's the finish?
I think because they've been pushing the spear spike the last while, where Solo hits the spike at the same time that Roman is doing the spear. I think the referee's going to get distracted. Something's going to catch the referee's eyes. Solo jumps in. They do the spear spike. He gets out of the ring. Roman makes the cover. I don't know what happens with Randy, AJ, and LA Knight. Maybe two of them are knocked out outside the ring. I I don't know, but that's just my take. It's almost a given. Like going into any match with Roman Reigns, you know there's going to be outside interference.
Yeah.
So unless I don't know who has to do it, if it's the new guy that's running SmackDown or the GM of Raw, unless they come down and bar everyone from the bloodline away from the ring, that I won't be surprised if that's the outcome.
Okay, what's the are there any other matches signed?
I haven't heard anything. I've checked online. Unless they're going to drop like maybe a tag match last second where the Judgment Day is going to defend. Um, I don't even think Rhea's listed for a match for the women's world title. So in terms of singles matches and like matches aside from being the Rumble, the card is, as of right now, it's fairly light. I mean, like you said, we still have two shows coming up
Yeah.
before next weekend. So maybe they drop a couple of other filler matches. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go to the men's Royal Rumble. So we know
Okay.
the big names that are in there. And like we said, you know that there's going to be like your mid-card guys. You're going to have your tag teams and your other little factions come in. I'm trying to think of who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble. Now, when I made this list, see, it's kind of when I made this list, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got my top three, I got my top four. Just instantly, I had instantly put Randy Orton down, but I forgot he's in the world title picture, so you got to scratch
Yep.
Randy Orton out. So aside from that, the odds-on favorites to win the Royal Rumble are Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk. To pick a winner, I don't know because everything is still kind of revolving around that World Heavyweight Championship if they decide to do something.
Yep.
So if I have to pick a winner right now for the 2024 Royal Rumble, because Randy Orton is not in it as of now, I'm going to pick CM Punk to win the Royal Rumble because I can't see Cody winning it. I just can't see it. I'd like to see. I could see Drew winning it, but again, something has to happen. We got to find out what's happening with that world championship, and then you've got Damian Priest in there. I was thinking Damian Priest is not going to win the Royal Rumble. But well, maybe he could. It's kind of like 50-50, but I don't think he's quite there yet. But he's still got that briefcase. So again, it seems like we talked like a few shows ago. Everything had seemed like about The Rock and the Royal Rumble, but now everything, that world championship is kind of like almost throwing like a little monkey wrench. Like there's other scenarios that could happen. So just because of all that, I'm going to take CM Punk to win the Royal Rumble. On the men's side, he's my prediction.
Yeah, I'm looking at those three that you talked about, Cody, Punk, and Drew. I mean, there's others that have tossed their name in the hat right now for the Rumble. I mean, you've got Bobby Lashley, you've got Gunther, you got Shitstain Nakamura.
Shitstain. Gunther's throwing his name in the Royal Rumble? I didn't know that.
Yeah, as far as I know, he declared himself.
Okay.
Big guy. Came down to him and Cody last year. I don't see them let it. I don't see Cody Rhodes getting a back-to-back Rumble win.
He was in there over an hour last year, Gunther, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
I think Cody came in at like 27 or 28. He was a late entrance. But yeah, Gunther, I think he broke Flair's record. I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure Gunther broke Flair's record for the longest time in the Rumble.
Well, I don't think Flair had the record though.
He set. No, I mean, there's a few years that I kind of fell out of it, but going back, I mean, I don't remember ever hearing anyone that actually surpassed.
Ray was in there. Geez, like an hour and 10 minutes or something at one point.
Was that the year that he eliminated Triple H to win it?
I think so. He had won the Rumble that year and went to WrestleMania. I can't remember who he eliminated, but he won the Royal Rumble that year. But he was in like an hour and 6 or an hour and 10 or something.
Okay.
But
I mean, yeah.
But I know Gunther was in there a hell of a long time last year. And maybe he set the record. I honestly don't remember. I honestly don't know what the record is, but so
like looking at the names that we know that have been confirmed, that have entered like for the Rumble. I get the feeling they're almost kind of giving up on Drew in terms of like giving him opportunity after opportunity. He's gone after Rollins. He's gone after Reigns. Like at some point they got to say like, okay, enough is enough. You haven't done anything. You've had your shots. I don't see them going again with Cody. I can see Punk winning it just to cause a ruckus, man, because there's a lot of fans that are still not happy that he's back.
Oh, I know.
And I think he would play that crowd, man. He would take that and he would run with it. So out of the ones that have qualified so far, I got to agree with you. I think it's going to be Punk.
Now, on the women's side, and the women's Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Who are the entrants in that so far that they've announced?
So far, what we have confirmed, we've got Bayley, Nia Jax, Becky, and Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Now, we could see some folks get called up, like Tiffany Stratton could come up from NXT. WWE likes to do that. They do bring guys up and girls up from NXT, sometimes as fillers, maybe sometimes to see how they're going to react with the crowd, maybe to see if they're going to get a push. Maybe they've got someone in NXT that the fans would absolutely love on the main roster, on either Raw or SmackDown. You've also, I mean, you can probably eliminate Rhea. I can't see her being an entrant into the Rumble.
No, I can't see that.
Like you've got Asuka, you've got Ivy Nile, you've got Michin, you've got Nikki Cross, Piper Niven. There's so many that haven't qualified yet for the women's side. I'm actually kind of surprised that we only have 4 confirmed.
Who do you? Okay, so there's 4 confirmed. So I'll ask the same question: who's winning the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble?
Out of the 4 that are confirmed?
Yeah. Or just off the top of your head.
Man, I mean, I'm looking at the possibilities and looking at the 4 that have been confirmed, and I hate to say it because I can't stand her. they've been giving her a push. I got to go with Nia Jax. I
I
think,
I was thinking that too, and it would make sense. It would make total sense. Um, because like Bailey has said, like the whole thing was she wants Damage Control to hold all the women's championships. But that means
yep,
then you're going to have the two world titles over on SmackDown, which they're just not going to do. If you're going to
yep,
do that, then you might as well unify the two of them and just have one again, which
yep,
seems like they do every 10 years or whatever.
yep.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to say Nia Jax. I could see Bailey being in the final four.
Hmm.
I can see her staying there. Uh, and then Damage Control. I mean, we talked about this months ago. I think that she's got to be coming close to being kicked out of Damage Control and maybe set something up for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I'll agree with you. Nia Jax. What's up with Charlotte Flair? Is she hurt?
She is injured. Um, I want to say it was a knee injury, like an ACL or something like that. I saw it on Instagram probably about a month ago or so, a couple of weeks back. But she is out injured. They didn't give a time frame as to when she could be back. It was just that she's on the injury reserve, basically, and she's going to be out of commission for a little bit.
Okay, so it's almost a given she's not going to be at the Rumble.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, with Charlotte out, I'll go with Nia Jax to win. And what sucks is this is about it. This is what we have
Yeah.
on the Royal Rumble so far, which is, unless they're just doing it for ratings and they're just going to drop bombs on everyone on Monday and Friday and announce two or three more matches because, well, you've only got the World Championship match so far. So
Yep.
there's got to be more than that for the Royal
Yep.
Rumble. Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see like how they're going to. Yeah, yeah. That's what the hell else do you talk about as far as the
I
Royal Rumble goes?
mean, now like you can debate like who's going to be like the surprise entrants for both the men and the women's side. I think there's way more opportunity for there to be surprises on the men's side. Like you could have a John Cena come back. I don't think Cena has wrestled his last match. The way that match ended, where he just kind of walked out like, yeah, fuck you
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
I'll go away for a little bit. We could see the return of the Beast Incarnate. We could see a return of Brock Lesnar.
I would love. I was thinking that last night because there's not a boo, not a mention of Brock Lesnar since when SummerSlam. Is that when he fought Cody?
Yep.
Kind of gave him a handshake and walked away. Stupid,
Yep.
one of the stupidest angles I've seen in a while, and
Yep.
still no explanation on why. Um, yeah, I'd love to see Brock Lesnar come back and win it. But
That'd be something.
I would love to see it, but I don't think they'd push him anymore. It's kind of
Yeah.
like you come back every now and then, and you're always kind of thrown in the world title picture
Hmm.
type thing. But
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's
Do we see The Rock come back?
in the
Was
Royal
his
Rumble.
TV in the Rumble?
No, I don't see
You
it.
don't think?
It wouldn't make sense. Now, if they wanted to put him and Reigns to go at it at WrestleMania, makes all the sense in the world.
Hmm.
But now, is it even confirmed? It was rumors that they were going to have that fight over in Australia in February. Him and Reigns. Has that? I don't think that's been confirmed yet. It was just rumors.
I heard they're looking at an angle for that pay per view between him and Reigns. I don't think anything has really been. I think basically the light was flicked on, but there's no one in that apartment right now.
Yeah.
So like the idea is there. I think they might be trying to figure out, okay, how can we work this? Um, yeah, I saw the same thing, but I haven't heard boo since. I
Now
haven't
that would
heard. I
be
haven't
awesome
seen anything.
if Rock came back and he won the Royal Rumble. That would be probably one of the biggest WrestleManias since he fought Cena. 2 years in a
Yeah.
row or whatever. It'd be huge.
Yeah.
And that makes total sense.
Yep.
You got basically bloodline against bloodline. And it's not just for bragging rights to be the head of the table. The championship would be on the line. So Rock being in the Rumble makes complete sense. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not.
Probably not.
That's just what I think.
What I was thinking, and this was just me, kind of thinking outside the box. Rock comes back as a surprise participant, wins it, goes to Mania, beats Roman. The Bloodline is disbanded. SmackDown was named after The Rock anyway. It came off of one of his famous sayings. Rock comes back to be the champion of SmackDown. That was just me thinking outside the box. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could see a couple of surprises. I really don't know who you'd classify as a surprise to come out on the women's side. Like we made, like I said, we might see a couple of call ups from NXT.
That'll be a given.
Who would you bring back as a surprise for the women's entry?
Oh, maybe they'll bring Snooki in. Jesus. I don't know. It's like I said, it's so hard to predict when they're not giving you much. And maybe this is the reason. There's a method to their madness, and they really want to shock everyone this year. And that's why they're kind of being so tight-lipped about the whole show that they just want to make it a secret and maybe just have everybody freak out over the whole show, I guess. I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see. And that's it, guys. That's another show with the Figure 4 podcast. My name is Doug. Thanks for tuning in. Depending on what happens on Monday or Tuesday, Donald and I will be back probably Friday night with another show. If the card is updated, make sure you tune in for that. Until next time, my name is Doug. I'm out.